Hi, Namaskar, and Jai Gurudev. In today's yoga session, we will learn about four different poses, which is Raj Vishramasana, Pavan Muktasana, Sarvangasana, and Natarajasana. So before we start our class, let's do 3 time Om. So take a normal breath in, calm your mind, and let go. Now take a deep breath in for Om. Om. Another breath in. Om. Third deep breath in. And relax. So before we start our yoga session or the practice of asanas, it is always good to get the prana shakti by using some energizing breaths. So today I'm going to cover the full yogic breathing. Now, when we breathe in and out all the time, we rarely take it voluntarily, like breathing in and out, right? So what we are going to do is in yogic breathing, it's just the breathing, but with full awareness and with the intention of using your full body and full lung capacity inside it. This method energizes the body a lot. That's why it is energizing, one of a very good, strong, energizing breathing pranayama. So I'll tell you first, and then we'll do 5 repetitions. So first thing, normally when we breathe in, our stomach goes out and then in because of the movement of the diaphragm, which is the anatomy and the physiology part in our body. Second thing is we might also see the chest also goes up and down, right? Now, this thing happens in any ratio, any proportion, but what we are going to do here is once we take a deep breath in, we'll make sure first we will imagine that there is a balloon. So the stomach is getting filled up. Once the stomach capacity is filled up, then we will fill up our chest area or the clavicle region with the pranvayu. And once it is full, a little portion, last remaining portion, we will try to breathe in through our clavicle region. So we'll use full body, and while breathing out, we'll do reverse. We'll relax clavicle region, then we'll relax our chest, and then we'll relax our stomach, and then we will breathe out completely and make sure that our navel is pulled in towards the spine. That is what the technique is. So I'm doing, please follow the instruction and please start doing it. First of all, take a normal breath in and exhale completely. Pull your navel in towards your spine. Now take the first half or the 50% of breath and fill up your belly or the stomach full and push your navel outward. Once that is done, now start breathing to the chest and expand your chest. Once you think you're done, take a little bit of more breath in and expand your clavicle region. Now start breathing out, relax your clavicle region, exhale out from your chest, now your belly, and tuck your navel all the way to the spine and continue for 4 to 5 times. and relax. Do you feel energized? Right? So there is Yoga Karmasu Kaushalam. There is a Sanskrit proverb which means that yoga is skill in action. Is it the skill of stretching or is it the skill of dancing? No. The skill is of life. And this skill is remain equanimous, balanced, or centered in all the ups and downs or in all the situations of the life. That is what the yoga teaches, or that is what the yoga is. So that is the very important skill. If president has it, then if he's balanced, whatever decision he will take, they'll not be influenced by his anger or his emotion because he is in the yogic uh, state. Basically, he is in the center. He has that skill, right, of being centered. If even no, forget about president, even a normal student or a normal housewife is cooking, sometimes she burns the chapati because her mind is in different agitated state. But if she has this skill of life, which is yoga karmasu kaushalam, she will be at very stable mind and body and breath and overall healthy state and the balanced state. So the chapati would never burn, no matter whatever the situation. So this is what the real meaning for the practical purpose is. Now, without any delays, let's start with our asanas. So the very first asana, we will be doing the lying down asana, which will be lying down on the side. So what you can do is you can just lie down on your right hand side, little bit little, and then you can just lift one leg up and try to touch it here and let it go. This would just relax your body and nothing else. You can do a little bit of movements. Now what we are going to do is we will lift our head and support it with our hand. So make sure your neck is relaxed and your body is in straight line. So this is what we are doing is Raj Vishram Asana, which is also called as Royal Relaxation Posture. So next step will be we will put our leg by the side of our groin area, which would be like this. And then to support, we can lightly, put our hand in front of our chest and we will lift our down leg up. So this is what is called as Raj Vishram Asana. Now keep taking breath in and out and enjoy this posture. This is how the royal relaxation happens. Make sure that your tummy is tucked in or your navel is tucked in and your leg is up and straight, and enjoy this posture. If you want, you can press your knee with your hand. So this completes your posture, and then uh, lightly breathe out, drop your leg, straighten your leg. You can lie down and relax. Now we will do the same thing on the opposite side. So lie down, come in the Vishnu Asana, Vishnu posture. Now put your leg here, and then you put the support. You can lift your left leg, keep breathing in and out, and then relax the situation. This is called a Vishnu Asana. And like after Vishnu Asana, we changed it over to the Royal Relaxation posture. And when you feel complete, just slightly exhale and sit down your leg, and then relax for a bit. Now we will transition into the second posture, which is called as Pavan Muktasana. This asana is very good to for the digestive system for Jatharagni. Those who have spinal cord issues, they might or hernia, they might skip it. So how do we do this? Is we will exhale Basically, first we have to inhale and then lift our legs up and put it near the chest. Then we will grab it from our hands and hug it towards our chest. Once we are done with this, then we will exhale and come up. So this would go like this, and then you can point your feet either downward or keep it relaxed. If you put it down, you will get the most stretch area, and then you can always, go deeper in the pose. And you can always do a little bit of massage on your legs, and then you can relax as you breathe out to your body. So now please do it with me. Since you know the instruction, take a deep breath in and bring your knees towards your chest. Hug with your arms to the chest. If you have any clavicle spine issue, just keep your head down. Else, you can breathe out and bring your nose to the knee. Keep breathing in and out in this posture. If you want, you can massage and then relax and then let your legs go and take rest for 5 to 10 seconds, and we will transition into another asana, which is Sarvangasana. Now, Sarvangasana means all limbs. In this asana, all limbs are being used, or practically 90% limbs are being used. So what happened is our leg would go up. So you could always do Viparita Karni if you want to get good stretch of your legs. So Viparit Karni would help. And then Supta Baddhasana, which is butterfly lying down. This would always help you as well. Basically, let's move into Sarvangasana. There are two ways. Let me show you, then you can do it. So you could go like this here, and then you would lift your legs up, and then you can go all the way up like this here, and you can relax your legs, because if you will stretch it up, it looks good, it would give you stretch, but if you keep it relaxed, it would allow the flow of the blood to come down properly. And then to come down, you can either fold your legs and come back, or you can directly come back based on how much strength your core has got. Fine. So let's try to do this with me now, as you know the instructions. So take a breath, and then you can always go here. Then take the support of your hands, put it at the bottom of your rib area, rib cage, and slightly, lightly try to balance and straighten up your legs and relax in this asana. Make sure the pressure or the load is on your shoulders, not on the neck, not on the hands as well. If you want to go advance, you can relax your hands. So this is what it is. There is a tendency of leaning down or on the other side. Just avoid that. While coming down, lightly bend your knees, balance, and then you can come down and relax. Wow, this was good. So now we will go to the fourth asana for today's practice, which is the Nataraj. So Nataraj asana, there are several preparatory poses, but to do it, this is simple. You have to twist basically your legs on one side. So fold your right knee, put it on left knee, then start bending it towards the left side, and then you have to have your right shoulder and look over to your right shoulder. Make sure that your shoulder is not lifted up from the ground. And this is, you can continue. Your leg might touch the ground or not, that is fine, but you have to feel the stretch and then you can relax. Now let's do it on the opposite side. So left your leg, put it on the knee, and then look over to your left shoulder as you bend towards the opposite side. As you breathe in, try to take down your knee and touch to the floor. And then when you feel complete, inhale, come back to the neutral position, and with the support of your right hand, you can sit. So these were four asanas. Now we will do a relaxing or the calming breath, which is called as Brahmari. So in Brahmari, we are going to do, there is a vibration which comes from the honeybee or the bees, right? And to do that, there are two ways. So Brahmari usually goes with this, wherein on your cutling of your ears, you will put your finger on this here, and then you will press it as you will do om. The frequency should not be way too much or not too slow. Based on the harmony which your mind creates, you can start doing it. So take a deep breath in for Brahmari and then do the vibration and then press your ear cutlings. One more time, let's do Brahmari. Now to do this, there is one more mudra which is called a Shanmukhi mudra. So you have to put your index finger on top of eyelids, second finger on nose, third on the upper part of lip, fourth on the lower, part of lip, and put your thumbs on the cutling. And then once you do Om, you will not pump it basically, you will just put it there and then feel the vibration and you will withdraw your senses, which is called as Pratihara. So this mudra is called as Shanmukhi mudra. So take a deep breath in and then as you do humming sound, just close your ear cutlings and then enjoy the posture. Don't pump it. And that is all. Thanks for watching. Whatever your feedback is, please leave it in the comment. And whatever improvements you think I might made so that it's more helpful for you, please let me know. Thanks. Bye and Jai Gurudev.